Welcome everybody to this session, which is co-sponsored by the missions of Australia, Finland, the United States and the International Trade Center. We know that economic empowerment of women makes social and economic sense. It makes economic sense because women are half of our societies, of our economies, so it would be a bit of a miss to forego tapping in half of our assets. But it also makes eminent social sense because we know that every dollar we put in the hand of a woman is $7 in education, it's $7 in healthcare and in nutrition. So if we care about development, if we care about poverty reduction, and we all in this room care about that, we must care about women in the economy, and this is why this discussion is about how can we make sure that women play a more prominent role in global, regional and national value chains.
Women currently represent 40% of the global labor force, and approximately 1/3 of SMEs are owned by women. But on virtually every global measure, women are more economically excluded than men. Like me, at times you may feel that these challenges are overwhelming. But I look at this incredible panel and I can't help but feel hopeful. Women are not just beneficiaries of programs, and this is not just about women's participation in supply chains. Gender equality and economic growth go hand in hand. This is about women as agents for change and women as full contributors to the prosperity of their families, communities, countries, and regions, and to the sustainable development of our world.
It is clear that international trade has increased employment of women overall. This has reduced poverty. International trade, thereby, can effectively empower women. Again, as one concrete example, working in companies that are connected to global value chains provides women often with better wages and working conditions than domestic firms. For many women, this means many times a first formal job, own salary and independence, both economically and otherwise. Open trade thus positively correlates with better economic rights for women.
A young woman asked me, how can I feed myself? And so it is the responsibility of the Ministry of Commerce to promote an entrepreneurial culture and then see how best we can help answer this question. And we began to tackle this problem looking at SMEs. My dream is that, entrepreneurs that are born and entrepreneurs are trained. The entrepreneurs that are born, we want to work with those people. We've managed to create linkages for these dynamic, real entrepreneurs by sending them abroad to interact and exchange ideas with other entrepreneurs. We took them to Indonesia, we've sent them to Malaysia to see how the SMEs, dynamic things that have been happening with SMEs in India. And we've created linkages with several events bringing entrepreneurs from other countries to meet these women and share ideas.
The fact is, the difference lies between a woman entrepreneur or a working woman is that when you are supporting a woman entrepreneur, it's not that you're supporting her pocket. Actually, you're supporting the many people who work for her. At the end of the month, I need to look at the worries that what I need to pay rather than what I need to carry home myself. The fact is that small businesses have many challenges. The three basic challenges for a women entrepreneur are access to finance, access to market, access to technology. So the government has played a very important role in giving us access to markets. And like we all know, export markets are very essential. And if people want to ask why women, I say why not women? Women make all the difference into a value chain, into a supply chain of a corporate, if I may say so.
There is an entity called Ali Cafe, which is in charge of this process of international coffee contracts and the aspects relating to foreign trade. This really has been of great help to me. I see this entity as a friend, as they have taught me how to export. They have taught me a lot. The healthiest way of achieving improvements for us as small enterprises is entering into direct communication with the Aid for Trade community. Like to allow small enterprises to start seeing ourselves as a seed, a small seed, which can grow into a huge tree bearing fruit.
Actually, technology has been, we work in several initiatives. We identify several barriers with regard to women entrepreneurship. Women, especially when they are working with regard to technology, they have a problem on access, network, knowledge, awareness, and logistics. So we actually tailor our program depending on their needs. We have a lot of women entrepreneurs in Indonesia, and some of them, the one that's very successful, are those that are actually using technology in their businesses. Those that uses technology in their businesses, almost 80% of them are able to expand their businesses. Most of them are actually exporting. This network of women actually giving them not only network but also allowing them to grow even more, because the thing is, once they get together, oftentimes they create their own supply chain.
And so we are very committed and very public about our focus on inclusive procurement. We believe it makes good business sense for us to make sure that we are focusing on diverse suppliers, and particularly those that are owned by women. Because if we don't, then we're not actually bringing the best of the market to our own operations and to our customers. Similarly, we have a diverse supplier development program. We heard earlier from the ambassador about the importance of mentoring and networking. So actually we can utilize the core skills that we have as consultants to actually help these organizations to grow their businesses. So we have partnerships where our own employees, our senior employees, will mentor the small businesses, the women-led businesses, to help them to grow so that they can increase in size and become a supplier to ourselves. The fact that actually it can be so much harder for women to run and own businesses means that those that tend to be out there are innovative, competitive, and resilient. So if we aren't looking out to them, then actually we're missing a huge opportunity as a company.
I think the discussion overall has shown that there is a lot that can be done, there is a lot that is being done, but it also highlighted, I think, very clearly that we have to do more and we have to do it better. We need to translate good intentions into concrete outcomes, and we've seen some good examples of that, but we've also seen, again, the contrasting evidence that we haven't been making enough progress. It's clear that women are not given the opportunity to compete, often even when they can be trusted to deliver the results. So our discussions have highlighted that there remain institutional and market policies and practices that disadvantage women, even when they have the requisite skills and expertise in entrepreneurship or business management. We need to continue to develop new programs and policies aimed at women's economic empowerment. But we also have to look at the existing ones that are going on and consider where those existing projects can be fine-tuned or improved to address the problems as well.
Let me thank all panelists for their great contribution, and thank you for staying through this interesting discussion. Hope to see you soon again.